Hey guys, Kaiji here's another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Henshin Seiken Deluxe Jikokuken Kaiji from Kamen Rider Saber. This premium Bandai exclusive Seiken is the transformation device and weapon of Kamen Rider Durandal, and included with it is one Wonder Ride book. So, let's get started. First up, we'll look at the included Ocean History Wonder Ride book. So once again, this is another one with a unique design. Starting off with the color scheme, the front and back covers are black with a gold reed mark, but the inner pages are white, which funny enough makes it the closest to the color scheme that you see on an actual book. We'll have the actual cover design, where the front cover has these bits that protrude outwards that seem to resemble rings of some kind, but that design will actually come more into play later. And once again, the design of the actual pages has a bit of a different molding than your standard Wonder Ride book. For comparison's sake, here's a standard Wonder Ride book, line Senki. And next to it, here is Konshu Daihyakai. You can see those two are definitely quite standout books among the others. We'll have the cover illustration with the title Ocean History here, and then showing a bunch of sea life down beneath the sea. We'll have the cover here, or the title here, in the Wonder language, as well as Kamen Rider, and the positioning. This is another animal type Wonder Ride book. So next we open up to the story page. And here we have the story page, which resembles a submarine's sonar. You can see various animals labeled here, all in the Wonder language. Of course, we also have the title up here. And so, for these animals, we have the manta, dolphin, ammonite, angelfish, turtle, seahorse, whale, and sunfish. Next, we'll look at Jikokuken Kaiji itself, which is the Sword of Time. So, this one has a mainly black and clear yellow design, with some bits of metallic pink, light blue, added to it, as well as bits of light blue plastic here and there. This actually has two modes. The starting one is Sword mode, where you can see it's this nice long sword, with a very interesting design to it, coming down to this central part in the middle, going down to the hilt, where we have the place to put the actual Wonder Ride books, as well as the handle, which comes down to Durandal's symbol here at the bottom, in chrome light blue. Of the back, you have the speaker, have these two buttons, which will be used to change modes, as well as the trigger here, and the release button. Now, while I didn't do any kind of size comparisons with Noroshi, since that's just a bit longer than something like, say, the base Seiken, and around the same size as something like Fusoken Hayate or Onjuken Suzune, Jikokuken Kaiji is notable for actually being quite on the long side. About the same size as our gold pal, Dogoken Gekido. So it definitely is on the more impressive scale of things. So on its own, just has a few sounds. The standard attack sound. And like with Noroshi, this also has a Hissatsu mode, which you get by just pressing and holding the trigger. And then we get back to normal by pressing and holding the trigger again. Next, we'll get to the transformation, which is a bit more involved than most other Seiken. First, of course, we'll activate the Wonder Ride book. First, we'll set in the book. Then press and hold this button on the back to release the blade. Flip it around 180 degrees, and then use the other tip to place it back in. And there we have the transformation into Kamen Rider Durandal Ocean History. Now, going to show you that one more time, this time without me talking over it. So switch it back, just press and hold this button, and flip back over the blade. So there we go. Now we have it in what's called spear mode, but befitting his undersea theme, is actually more of a trident a la Neptune or Poseidon. And now we have it open to the Henshin page where we can see Durandal here with a bit of an underwater filter. Here you have a more proper look at him. We can see he has a color scheme similar to the sword with a lot of black, white, and this light metallic blue. A nice design to the helmet. And overall, his suit has elements that are very reminiscent of an orca whale, befitting his underwater theme. Now to start with the sounds post-transformation, we're actually going to switch it back to sword mode. Of course, we have the standard sword attack. Of note here is that, like I mentioned earlier, these now come more into play here with the sword. We're going to see the grooves on the book actually line up with the grooves on the hilt. And if you want to open it back up, you can actually just press this button again. I've noticed this won't activate the transformation. It has to be done by pulling out and then pushing back in the blade. By pressing it 3 times, you get a certain attack. Which is the Toki Isen. Then for the HISSATSU JIKOKU attacks, you need to pull out the blade and then put it back in the same mode. And the first attack is the Ocean Ikokugiri. Then we can switch it over to spear mode. So here we have a different attacking sound. We also have Itoki Isen again. And the HISSATSU JIKOKU. Which is the Ocean Sankoku Zuki. Then we have the other attack this can do, which is perhaps its what most well-known attack, Kaiji Masho, or Kaiji Erasure. So for that, we remove the blade, and while doing that, press the trigger. You get that standby sound there. Then put back in the blade and press the trigger. And we get Kaiji or resume Kaiji. Now, for those wondering about some certain details, there are certain things you can do that aren't quite like the show, but work just as well. For example, if you want, you can do the transformation in reverse order. And you can also activate Kaiji Masho in sword mode. And the third thing to note is that you can even reverse the direction of the blade while doing Kaiji Masho. Next, we'll use the Hissatsu mode. So, of course, reach back by holding the trigger. And then we'll use a different book. And then we have the Wonder Rider transformation. Now, not too much changes after that. We still have the attacks. Toki Isen does not change names. What does change are the names of the special attacks. First is the Kaiji HISSATSU. That's what we have with sword mode. Again, that stays the same, but then the special attack changes. Which is the Kaiji Itsatsugiri. And Kaiji Masho still works here. Next, we'll use Ocean History with the Sword Driver, starting with the solo transformation. Which gives us the Wonder Rider transformation, but also does read the book as Ocean with the light blue light. And of course, we can also bring other books in for combination. here we've had 3-book combo, so let's use a Sansatsugiri. Next, we'll use Ocean History with the other 2 Ridebook compatible swords. First, Onkokuken Kurayami. We get Jaku Ocean, and then Mumeiken Kyomu. And where we get Toa no Kaiyo. And finally, like with last time, we get to Ocean History's compatibility with other book holding items, where once again it is somewhat limited. So, as far as the HISSATSU holders go, of course, with the outward design like this, it does fit in a little bit farther than Konshu Daihaka did in these slots, but still doesn't properly fit. As for this one, it does properly fit because it doesn't clash with the front cover. For the Ridebook Honda, because it has a bed that sticks up this much, there's absolutely no way you're getting it to fit in like this, although it kind of fits on the single book way, but it doesn't really grip in any sort of way, so that's no go there. And like with Konshu Daihaka, it does fit in Premium Dragon. And there we go. Overall, between these 2 premium Bandai swords, I definitely say that Jikokuken Kaiji is the superior Seiken. Obviously, it is bigger in size, but also just does more in terms of functionality. Has a very cool gimmick with the whole thing of taking the blade and switching around to switch between the 2 modes, as well as doing that for the transformation. And each mode also has its own couple of special attacks, plus the Kaiji Masho mode, which is definitely a big draw of this sword. Another thing is its theming. One thing you might have picked up on from all different sounds is that they definitely have a bunch of sounds that kind of seem like they'd come from a submarine, and there's definitely that kind of subnautic theme to this whole sword and to the rider it's associated with, which is quite nice. Of course, you have the book, which again has its own design and has its own unique sounds go along with it, can work with other items, and is overall just a very fun Seiken, definitely among some of my top Seiken if I had to rank them all. So, if you're a fan of Kamen Rider Durandal, or are collecting the Seiken, I can definitely recommend picking this up for a good price. Next time, I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Revised Driver. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.